What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Montielverse. This is Jorge Main Event Montiel, your host for the show. And like I said in the last episode, a lot of things to talk about. And the next topic I wanted to touch on was the WWE All-Women's PLE Evolution, which occurred last night. And I gotta say, it did a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? It did not get the attention it deserved from the get-go. It was set up to fail in a lot of people's eyes. Very little promotion done for it. And it sucked. The event itself didn't suck, but it's just the lack of effort for it for weeks on end was really frustrating to see because, this whole evolution, it started 10 years ago, and they touch on this all the time. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, they came in, mixed it up with the Bellas and Paige. And, it started a whole revolution. It did. And it really has evolved women's wrestling over the past 10 years. And now you have, new stars, Stephanie Valkyrie, you know what I'm saying? Lola Vice, so many up and coming stars. You have the current stars like Chelsea Green and all these talents. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, why are we not putting more time into this? But regardless, it was a great, great event. I was really impressed with the match quality. The triple threat did a hell of a job opening the show. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, awesome. Just awesome. The finish to that match, I've never seen a smoother cover from Becky Lynch or anybody else for that matter. That was amazing. Bayley hit Lyra with the rose plant. Becky Lynch came in, took the pin from Bayley, broke that up, backslid Bayley into a pin. It was awesome. It happened so quickly and it was so great. Trish Stratus, who I'm going to make a separate video for, just amazing, man. The woman is going to be 50 this year, if I'm correct. And she moves like she's 30. She looks amazing. She performs like she's doing this every week. That's why, to me, she is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Every match that she puts on, it's like, it's an adventure almost. And I'm not saying that she's undoubtedly the greatest of all time, but she's got to be one of for everybody. You got to have her on that list. Her body of work, her charisma, her mic skills, her ability to tell a story, all of it. Like, very rarely do you see somebody come in and have all the tools. Trish is that woman in that division. She's amazing. And there's a reason why a lot of people look up to her. And it's no secret. She did a hell of a job. Unfortunately, Tiffany, came away with the win. We knew she was going to win. It's just, people can dream. Rhea versus Io was awesome. I'm a little less excited about that one because I just feel like I've seen it too many times. You know what I'm saying? It's the same old thing, same old story. Yes, they're two of the best in the world, of course. But it's like when you keep eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's a great combo, it works, but when you keep doing it and doing it all over again and you leave the other sandwiches in the back, you kind of get bored of it. And that's what this feels like. It's not that it's bad, it just feels overused. Naomi cashing in was a great shock to me, personally. I did not expect to see that. You know what I'm saying? It kind of felt like a lot of Chris Jericho 2008 type of vibe where different scenario but same outcome. Shawn Michaels kicked the crap out of Jericho in that pay-per-view. I think it was Unforgiven or whatever it was in 2008, and then he wins the six-pack challenge and wins the world championship. That's what this kind of felt like. Naomi got her butt kicked by Jade, for the millionth time. Looks like they're gonna bury Naomi again, but she comes out and cashes in on the opposite show's champion, and she walks away with the women's world title and leaves Rhea and Io in shock. And that's amazing to me because we're done with Jade and Naomi. We're done with Bianca and Naomi and Jade, that whole storyline. And now Naomi gets to carve out her own path on Raw, while, you know, Jade can do her thing on SmackDown, you know, mix it up with Tiffany like they're going to plan, and all this stuff. So, to me, that feels like, you know, it's good. Like, we're finally moving on from that, because that's another one that's been overutilized. The Women's Battle Royal, of course, you know, people had their picks going in. It was either going to be Nikki Bella or Stephanie Valkyrie. I don't think there's anybody else that people really heavily thought were going to win. Stephanie ended up walking away with it. Nikki made the final 4 or 3. I think she made final 4. Which is completely fine. You know, she's back and she's good and she's, you know, she's looking good in the ring and she's performing well. But again, ultimately, she's here to tell a story and to solidify her legacy. And that doesn't mean getting in, you know, young talent's way or getting in the way of what the fans really want to see. So, and I respect Nikki for that. I think Nikki Bella and the Bella Twins in general are overhated for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is. People say they can't wrestle, but yet they can. There's definitely been way worse in the ring. And she's charismatic and she's a crowd pleaser. And, you know, she's a decent storyteller. So I don't get the hate. I've always loved Nikki Bella. That's not a secret. The whole event was great. And I'm glad the women got to shine. And they just announced that it's coming back next year in 2026, the All Women's PLE Evolution. So that's good news to see that they're going to, you know, bring it back and, you know, continue this legacy. Because honestly, there's really no excuse why they skipped down in it the last 7 years. But it's back and it looks like it's going to stay for good. So that's good to see. Let me know what you guys thought of the PLE and, you know, what was your favorite match in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I have been Jorge Main Event Montiel, your host for this episode of the Montielverse. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.